Hi, Russ.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's Joe Villa. How are you, man?
What's going on?
Sorry we ran a few minutes late, but I have Jerry Lawler on the other line for you.
Sounds perfect to me.
All right, hold on one second. About how long do you think you'll need?
2, 3, 4. I have like 5 or 6 questions, so 10 minutes, maybe less.
10 to 12 minutes or so?
Yeah, maybe even less.
All right, perfect. Hold on one second. Let me bring in Jerry.
Awesome, thanks.
Okay. All right, Jerry Lawler? Yes, sir. Jerry, you're on the line with Russ from HollywoodLife.com. Russ, you're on the line with the WWE Hall of Famer, Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, let's start this up. I was wondering if you think your experience with Andy Kaufman, who wasn't originally a wrestler, is going to help you in any way in your match against Michael Cole.
Well, I believe it's already helped me in the fact that it's so reminiscent of what I went through with Andy, and I could just see this evolving with Michael Cole. It's almost humorous to me, and because Michael Cole has no idea what he's getting himself into every week when he just buries himself further and further with the comments and things that he said. Andy did the exact same thing back in the day, back in the early '80s, where everybody knew that Andy Kaufman was the little lovable Latka character from Taxi, but secretly inside, lurking inside Andy Kaufman's personality was this Tony Clifton character, this bad guy wrestler. As Andy was growing up, he watched wrestling and was a huge fan. He told me once, he said, I was always fascinated by the fact that the bad guy wrestlers could go out on TV in front of everybody and intentionally try to make people hate them, but still be popular.
Yeah.
And so, Andy just got to the point with the wrestling, he just wanted to live out that fantasy and see if he could accomplish the same thing. He told me, he said, I'm not a comedian, I'm a performance artist. He said, I've never told a joke in my life. He said, I just like to do things that elicit a response from people. And the response that he really enjoyed getting was a negative response. So that's why he really enjoyed this bad guy persona that he put on during our little feud. And he did it so well that the fans, it built up to a fever pitch, and the fans there in Memphis just wanted me to destroy Andy. I mean, it was like the Roman gladiator days. I mean, if there could have been a point in the match where I get the thumbs up or thumbs down, I mean, everybody would have wanted to see the demise of Andy Kaufman. It was just that intense. And now I watch Michael Cole, and week after week, he just relishes in the fact of like saying, he's thinking, what can I do to just incite these fans even more? But all the while, he doesn't realize the hole he's digging for himself. At one point in the Kaufman, right before the Kaufman match, a reporter asked me down in Memphis. He said, Jerry, are you gonna try to hurt this guy? And I said, you know what? I think I have to hurt this guy, because if I go in the ring against Andy Kaufman, who's never been in a match in his life against a male wrestler, and I let this guy, he's a comedian, I let him come out unscathed, and it makes my career look like a joke. It makes wrestling look like a joke. So I feel the same way with Michael Cole. If I don't hurt this guy, if I can let him go in this match and come out unscathed, then I think it makes everything that I've done over my 40-plus year career a laugh, a joke, So I plan on making Michael Cole's next stop. Once he leaves the Georgia Dome, his next stop is going to be the hospital.
That's awesome. And with Michael Cole originally, obviously being in the booth, would it be important to you to have Jim Ross commentate your match?
Well, I would love that. It would be tremendous. I hope that Jim that JR is going to be involved some kind of way with this WrestleMania. I would love to have him commentate that match. I know it'd be tough for him to be unbiased and not have a favorite in that match after the fun that Michael Cole has poked at good old JR. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. There's such a I think the WWE is just concerned with JR's health issues. He's had 3 bouts with Bell's palsy,
right,
and they're almost certain that those bouts are at least attributed to or brought on by stress. Mm-hmm. And poor JR is his own worst enemy in the fact that he puts so much pressure on himself to do a great job, and especially at WrestleMania. I think that Vince is just concerned that if he puts JR out there too much, that it's just going to have negative effect on JR's health. He's doing great now, and he's doing good. And of course, he wants to be back. And I think when just looking at him or listening to him, you'd say, "Oh, he's ready to go." But it's the pressure that JR puts on himself. It's the stress he puts on himself during an event that Vince is worried about.
Yeah, totally. I mean, as a fan, I would love to see him back, but that totally makes sense. With this being your first WrestleMania match, would you want it to be your last, or would you want to go against like the Streak or challenge anyone in a future WrestleMania?
Yeah, I would like this to be the beginning of my undefeated streak that would last longer than the Undertaker's. I'd like to be like Mae Young. Have him wheel me out there when I'm about 90 years old and trying to defend my undefeated streak against some young up-and-coming superstar. I haven't really thought about that. I had honestly almost given up on the idea of ever competing at WrestleMania. It was back in 2007 when I told Vince at that time that I had never competed at WrestleMania, and he was shocked. He just didn't know it. He just had not realized it. And he said, "This is a travesty. We got to get this fixed right away." And so I was fully expecting 2008 I'd be involved in some kind of match. And then after that, he said, "Oh gosh, King, it just sort of slipped through the cracks. I'm sorry. Next year." Then somehow 2009 came and went, and then last year 2010. So I had really almost given up on the notion of competing at WrestleMania. But then on my birthday, November 29th of last year, I think Vince just and I really honestly believe in my heart that this thing was just kind of thrown together because it was my birthday, and I've never had a title match in the WWE. They said, it's like a birthday present. Let's give this match to the King.
That's awesome.
Here I was, the main event on Monday Night Raw, WWE title match against The Miz, a guy less than half my age. And then they made it a tables, ladders, and chairs match, and it was in Philadelphia where the fans are known for booing Santa Claus. But I got a tremendous response from the fans. The match went great. I think it shocked everybody, even Vince, that the thing was so well received that it just kind of got legs and it just evolved. Honestly, I believe at that point they had no idea or intention of having me wrestle at WrestleMania at that time. But this thing just got legs and it's got a life of its own, and now it looks like it's going to be one of the featured matches. I mean, can you imagine going from not only having your first match ever at WrestleMania, but having Stone Cold Steve Austin as your referee? It's just amazing. It's
incredible how everything has turned out because it's definitely a must-see match. Everybody wants to see you get your hands on Michael and take care of business. And other things that you put your hands on is your artistic ability. And if I could speak English, WWE makes so many films now. Would you want to help if they ever had like a WWE animation film or help draw their posters or anything like that?
Well, you know what? In reality, Triple H came to me just a couple of weeks ago. It may be, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have it done in time. It may be too late for this WrestleMania. But what he was talking to me about doing was a painting and then turn it into a limited edition signed and numbered print, sort of like the Leroy Neiman type things for big fights that he does, to do a print every year for WrestleMania that would be, signed and numbered by the individuals in the print and myself, and then, have them available to the WWE Universe out there, which I'm really going to try to get something done this year, but definitely next year. I just had a new comic book come out. It hit the stands this Wednesday. I did the cover for Zorro Long Ranger comic book for Dynamite Entertainment, and it's on the newsstands right now, along with Alex Ross, which if anybody's familiar with comics, he's like the top comic book artist in the world right now. But Alex Ross and I shared the cover on this latest issue of Zorro, and so I'm real proud of that. And then we got an art show Wednesday night that I've just done a new piece, especially for the art show. I'm going to be creating another original piece that they're going to auction off Wednesday night at the WWE WrestleMania art show there in Atlanta. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be down in Atlanta on Thursday, so I'll have to miss that, unfortunately, but at least I'll get to see your match. We're with Hollywood Life, so you love beautiful women. I was wondering who in Hollywood are some of your favorite leading ladies?
Oh my goodness. That's a tough question. So so many beautiful women, so little time.
Right.
I don't know. I just actually this very same question got me in trouble recently with at the time was my girlfriend actually broke up with me over a question on the internet about who I thought was the most beautiful or my favorite diva of all time. And so I mentioned the fact that I thought Kelly was, probably one of my all-time favorites. And then at the same time, I had to mention my girlfriend, or I knew I was going to get in trouble. So I mentioned the fact that, but now there's a new up-and-coming diva in the WWE developmental company down in Florida that I'm currently seeing, and I gave her name. And anyway, this story came out on the internet, and she just got all upset saying, oh my gosh, now everybody's going to think I'm only here because I'm your girlfriend or because I'm seeing you or whatever. Even we wound up breaking up over the thing. So I don't know if I should really get into the fact.
All right, fair enough. Well, then finally... oh, go ahead. Oh,
I said every time I talk about beautiful women, it sometimes gets me in trouble.
All right, well, finally, would you do Dancing with the Stars like Chris Jericho, and have you had a chance to see him on the dance floor yet?
No, I have not seen Chris Jericho on the dance floor, and no, I would not do Dancing with the Stars. I mean, you've heard of 2 left feet. I think I would, if they put me out there somehow grow another one, I'd be 3 left feet. It's one of the funny things. I mean, there are a lot of things I've done and accomplished in my life, but there are also a lot of things that I've never done. I've never in my life, a lot of people don't realize or believe this, but I've never tasted, not even a sip, not even one swallow of any kind of alcohol, no beer, wine, whiskey, nothing. Never even tasted it in my life. Never tasted coffee in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Never smoked a cigarette or had one even in my hand. Never done any drugs, and I've never danced. So if you can tell how bad I would be if I put dancing in like alcohol, drugs, and cigarettes.
Wow, that would that's incredible. Well, thank you so much, Jerry. I know you're busy getting ready for your match. I'm looking forward to being in Atlanta and witnessing what you do to Michael. Thank you so much for taking the time with us, and continued success and continued luck.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, Russ.
Take it easy. Thanks, Joe.
Bye now.
Bye.
Okay.